ko Suzanne DUNCAN tōku ingoa. No konei ahau, no te hiko o tika, no ngai wi o te raroa te au pauri me ngai takoto.
I'm Alan Duncan, I'm from Invercargill, and yeah, now we're living up here.
And we have a young son, he's 3 years old, his name's Gray. And I lived my whole life in Pia Waiponamu. Really nice to come home and be able to be close to the marae and support my hapu and my whānau that are here, so yeah, it was nice. For me, I know that our whānau have been affected by those historic pandemics, influenza, tuberculosis. And so I did think about, you know, how did they cope through that? How did they get through it? And I then, you know, thought, well, they did. They got through it. They found strength from it. They found resilience from it. They came together as a community. We can do that too.
You know, it does make you kind of think about what, you know, where were they getting their information from and how did it affect them and the challenges that they must have had at that time when we're obviously in a completely different age now of information and healthcare and all manner of things that obviously weren't around then. So, you know, it gives you some respect for how they conducted themselves, yeah, and probably the challenges that they had.
I think that came back into focus again for our whānau was when my mum got really sick. So she was diagnosed early September with stage 4 stomach cancer, and then we went into the second sort of, the Delta variant arrived in the country, so Auckland gets shut down. You had to really think about risk management, or I couldn't take my son with me because, you know, he couldn't be vaccinated, he had no protection. My sister was fortunate, she got an emergency allocation in MIQ to come back. So that was, we were really grateful for that she was able to come back, and she got to spend a week with mum before she passed away. So.
Yeah, so like a really tough time, but looking back, very obviously thankful for the ability to do that, because, you know, we're certainly aware there's a lot of whānau that didn't get that, you know, us being stuck overseas and stuff. You know, you could see it on the news, and you could see people, you know, telling their stories about how hard it was and just not being able to be here. So we were really lucky to have her back. Yeah, so mum passed away in Christchurch. It was really difficult, again, you know, just the restrictions that were in place. We could only have one person with her at a time while she was in hospital. And so then mum had said, you take me back to Pukepoto, I want to be buried next to my dad so that they can fight for all eternity. And working with our marae to sort of could we have mum there? They'd all been shut down, right? For this whole time, there'd been no hui mate on our marae, which we totally understood, of course. And so going through that was really just full on. The marae were amazing. It was really difficult for them. I know it was really difficult because through the whole pandemic, you know, they want to hold hui mate, they want to bring their whānau in. Afterwards, when I was, you know, with the committee, they were like, oh, well, we thought it was really beautiful. Were you okay? And I felt aroha for them because they were like, you know, did we do enough for you? And it's like, you've done more than enough, way more. And I think that's something that I learned through this whole thing, that as long as you are doing your best and have aroha in your heart while you do it, then it's the right thing. Te tiro whakamuri kia anga whakamua means to me to be grateful for the present, to appreciate the past, and to look forward to the future. Yeah, to me I think means to look back at those people that have been in our lives and that aren't here anymore, and then to bring them with us, I guess, for the future, for us and for our son.